Now I'm very excited to introduce our next emerging leader. His name is Sparsh Shah. He's a child prodigy with a love of all types of music. Sparsh was born with an incurable brittle bone disorder, but trust me when I tell you, he's not letting that stop him from dreaming big. We'll hear from Sparsh in an interview led by SVP and GM of ADP Recruiting Process Outsourcing, Tina Charmazak. Let's find out more about this incredible story of Sparsh Shah.
Sparsh Shah, also known as Pure Rhythm, is a 17-year-old child prodigy, singer, songwriter, rapper, inspirational speaker, and philanthropist. Sparsh was born with an incurable disease called osteogenesis imperfecta, which makes his bones extremely fragile. Even a firm handshake can break his bones. He cannot bear weight on his hands and legs. He had more than 140 fractures and multiple rod surgeries. Despite his physical challenges, Sparsh's spirit is unbreakable, and he has inspired millions of people all over the world with his musical talent and motivational speeches. Sparsh has been training in Indian classical music and American vocal music. He combined his musical influences to create a new genre of music called Raga Rap. His TEDx talk on turning impossible to I'm possible has received more than 25 million views. Sparsh has done over 200 live performances in 9 countries in front of audiences from 100 to 50,000 people live. He has been recognized with more than 15 international awards, including the Champion of Inclusion Award from the National Inclusion Project and the Most Inspiring Individual Award from the International Children's Advisory Network.
Sparsh, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you here. I'm so excited about this opportunity. And I have so many questions for you. Are you ready to start?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. First of all, Miss Tina, for having me, and to everyone at ADP for, being here and listening to me, and for all of you for making this possible. I'm so glad to be here today at the Meeting of the Minds. And yeah, I'm totally ready.
Thank you. All right. So if I think about all of the people that you've touched, the millions that you've reached with your music, and I think you said once that your goal is 1 billion. So
Yeah.
who or what inspired you initially to go into music?
I think it wasn't necessarily a who, it was more of a what. It was like 2 main factors, basically. The transformative potential of music and music's creative potential. So that came twofold. I've been singing ever since I could speak. So I've loved the art from the very beginning. And I've been learning music for 11 years now. But the real transformation for me, that helped me start to take music seriously, that began when I was 8 years old. And that's when I started singing on stage. And over time, I began to witness firsthand that, when I sang music in front of an audience, it could have a transformative impact on them, and not just me. And then when I was 10 years old, I wrote my first song. So I got acquainted with the songwriting process and just the whole creativity of that. It really empowered me to express myself in unique ways. And ever since then, music has been so much more than a hobby to me. It's my passion, it's my heart, it's my soul. And to this day, I've endeavored to use music as a vehicle to sparsh, which means touch, to sparsh people's hearts just as music has sparshed my heart. So that's what's really pushed me to do music.
That's great. Thank you. So I believe it was your cover of Eminem's Not Afraid that really started to gain traction online. What
Hmm.
did that overwhelming positive response mean to you?
Yeah, it meant so many things to me. I mean, first of all, knowing that this video has been watched in over 190 countries, over 80 million times on social media, it's both humbling and exciting. And it taught me a huge lesson. Never hold yourself back. And I say that because when I first heard Not Afraid, I was hesitant about the song, even to listen to it because of the profanity in it. But recording that song in my own unique way, because I made a clean cover and I also added some Indian classical twists into it, that showed me that you can get out of your comfort zone without compromising your identity and message. And finally, it also taught me that, with great power comes even greater responsibility. Because as my cover started to get an international reach, I started getting messages from people everywhere who were facing intense life struggles. And they said that I was inspiring them to keep going and push forward in their lives, to completely turn their lives around because of my music and my message. And that's when I realized, oh my God, this community that I'm building, I can't let these people down, because this is what God has called me to do, to save and transform people's lives through music. So I've got to really, really, take this seriously and give my 110% into everything I do.
So, Sparsh, you've had a challenging road with your health, and yet you've never let it stop you. So, what inspires you to keep pushing forward?
Yeah, great question. I've always believed that everything happens for the greater good. Even the rough patches, even the moments of despair and doubt, even the fractures. I love the words of Charles R. Swindoll. He says, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So I think what really matters is that you approach every situation in life positively. And then you learn from your experiences and apply them in the future to similar situations, right? Now, I mean, I'm not saying that I have learned to how to deal with every situation in my life. I'm very far from that stage. I'm still young. And I think a lot of that also comes with experience. But I am definitely committed to keep learning as long as I live. And that humility in knowing that, I have so much left to learn, no matter how much I've already learned, that's what keeps me grounded and pushes me forward.
That's great. Thank you. So, you've traveled the world, you've inspired millions with your I'm possible message. Can you share with our business leaders and associates today um, a message, especially for those times that are challenging, that they're facing, that are challenges?
Absolutely. Hmm. Actually, this is so interestingly enough, I'm remembering this TV series, DC's The Flash. It's on Netflix, right? So that in that series, there's this character, his name is Leonard Snart, and he had this motto. I mean, the motto doesn't perfectly work for businesses, so I edited it a little. So I'm taking some liberties here. But this is what the motto says: make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, revise the plan, and re execute the plan. So I would say, first and foremost, we need to approach every challenge positively, right? Because if we go into our problems with worry and emotion, we're going to get clouded. We're not going to see the rational way to solve our problems, which is that's the second step. We have to take our challenges analytically, because first we have to discover why our challenges exist. Then we have to find out what factors go into these challenges, right? What the contributing factors are. And then a third step is, control what you can and let go of what you can't. Because unfortunately, we can't micromanage the people and situations in our life, right? That's not how the world works.
That's
However,
right.
I do believe that if we can learn to change ourselves and work on what we can control, then perhaps we can start a chain reaction that inspires other people to take on their challenges with new approaches. So then, you'll start to see all of us learn to face challenges in a totally refreshing and, empowering way.
Thank you. You've
Yeah.
accomplished so much and in such a short period of time. So tell me, what's next for you?
Mm. Well, I don't know. At the end of the day, Happy Meal answer is I don't know because I can't tell the future. So I leave that part to God. But I do have a lot of plans for my life in the future, that's for sure. I mean, to begin with, I'm going to graduate high school and then go to college. And in the meanwhile, I am definitely going to get off my butt and publish my debut original album, which I've wanted to do for the longest time. And then what I really want to start doing is I want to start going around the world. I want to start going on music and speaking tours, Corona pending, of course. And I also want to continue with my philanthropic activities along the way because I've always wanted to, see people's problems and empathize with people firsthand, and in that way help to solve those problems. So in going around the world, I can connect with people everywhere that way. And then really, I just want to continue with that pattern. And maybe I'll write books and do other creative works along the way. Maybe I'll pick up a few Grammys. I'm honestly very fluid at this point, but no matter what, my mission and vision will always be the same, which is to sparsh people's hearts and forever leave the world better than I found it.
Thank you. That was so
Of
inspiring. I
course.
really appreciate the time you've given us today. We're all excited. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time that you've given me and this conversation. I'm so glad to have it with you, Miss Tina.
You too. Thank you, Sparsh.